All right, welcome back to About Even, the number one betting show on planet Earth. Back for another week, brought to you by our good friends at Ned's, the only place that we bet. Is that your stomach grumbling right then, Sebbo?
Maybe. I haven't had brekkie.
Well, I mean, gee, it sounded like you might. Yeah, I think stomach grumbling or farting. If you do have a bet with Ned's, we implore you to please do it responsibly. Back again for another week, as I said. Obviously, we've got Sebbo of tummy grumbling right into my ear fame, but we also have Edward of Hello Sport, and we have the random stats guy who has finally come into his own. We will get to some accountability sooner we go back through the week's bets. We got a new lippy dribbler this week, Will Harrigan, the progeny of the greatest referee of all time, the seed of the greatest referee of all time. From Bill Harrigan's sack, we have Will Harrigan as the lippy dribbler. All 8 NRL games, 2 a championship, unit scuba, kitchen sink multi. How are we all?
It's a pleasure to be here, Tom. It's an absolute pleasure. Excited to see how the progeny of the greatest ref of all time goes. Literally come from the nutsack itself.
From the nuts of greatness.
From the nuts of a great. I don't know if we've had someone from the nuts of a great on yet, to be lippy.
No.
Obviously, I'm sitting next to someone from the nuts of a great, but, you know, you're on the show every week. So that hardly counts.
To be honest, I don't remember what it was like coming out of the nuts.
You don't remember? You don't recall?
But it's just...
You don't remember the race?
No.
Because you got the dub.
I did get the dub, and I don't get many dubs. So, I mean, you know, to have had a dub first up was good. Haven't gone on to many afterwards, but, you know.
Getting that early dub when you're up against a billion other, like, that's one of the great wins all time. I don't think we give ourselves enough credit for getting that early dub.
Yeah, we're all winners.
We're all winners. We are all winners. There's plenty of fucking losers on the chopping block.
I tell you who aren't winners, twins.
Well,
and that's no disrespect, and fraternal twins. If you're the same egg, you are a winner. But if you
because they split.
Yeah.
But if you're exactly
if you don't look the same,
Yeah. You're
just two losers.
Well, you just got to eggs at different times, I suppose.
tied.
Look, I'm not prepared to give it a dub. I think it's an asterisk win for sure.
You have to go to a playoff hole at least or something.
You need to go to a playoff.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't be ruling out 18 holes again like in the US Open.
I wouldn't mind having twin dribblers on. Like, if you're twins out there, well, you have to do it together.
Yeah.
How would that work?
Well, they send in their bets as twins. We take on twins.
Because maybe we need to get into that kind of, maybe this is part of the application process that there will be eventually for the Lippies, but I guess Will's thing is that he's coming out from like a referee's kind of bloodline. Like maybe it's a different way of looking at bets. You know, even if he doesn't think he is, it is there within him. You know, it's like a Targaryen doesn't react to hot water because it's in the blood. You know what I mean?
That's a great point.
They can think they do, but they don't. So like he's coming at it from a referee point of view. Then you get some twins. Maybe it's like the Walker brothers, even though they're not twins, but like some sort of connection.
Bit of fuck at footy. Bit of brotherly connection.
Twin sitters. Remember that movie?
The two wrestlers.
Yeah.
And they were twins, and they were also babysitters. It was one of the great films all time.
Yeah, because we need to start thinking, they need to start thinking outside the box because this is embarrassing to Lippies, and I love the Lippies. I really do. I want them to go well, and I don't know, maybe it just can't be any old person anymore. You need, or you have to pitch your case.
Yeah, I'm not ruling out PowerPoints moving forward. Just slide into the DMs going, you know, Lippy.
Oi, let me be the Lippy. I'm really fucking good. I've got to restore the honour of their name. And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you haven't. You haven't and you won't.
They don't bet like you, bro.
No, they don't.
They don't bet like Rando.
They don't bet like Rando.
Well, let's do that. Let's get to some accountability right now, punters and dribblers. Let's get into it. Panthers defeat the Rabbitohs. Tom of Bad Beat fame, Eddy of Bad Beat fame.
Correct.
Sebbo, not of Bad Beat fame. Chod didn't score. But random stats guy with the dub. First up, 6-17. Talk us through it. Congratulations.
Well, always going to be an intercept first try to Stephen Crichton. That's just what we see in Panthers Rabbitohs games. And then Penrith. Well, I was screaming at Liam Martin for all the bad reasons at the start of the match, but in the end he got the dub for us, but far out. I was on the edge of my seat because I didn't see the Rabbitohs coming back twice from 8 points down, so credit to them. But Penrith, of course, were always going to win that one. The stats picked it.
Well, they did, but I also think that the Rabbitohs were robbed, you know.
I mean, listen, AJ.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Obviously, I had AJ two tries or more. He locks that up pretty quickly. So I'm disappointed. I think it's definitely a bad beat.
Yeah. AJ first, second, or third try scorer is also, if you're just wanting a one, AJ for one, it's just the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way to do it.
And you boost the. How much more do you get?
Well, I've done it again this week, so I'll be able to tell you later on in the show. That is what we call a tease. Stick around. Stick around. Or just
Stick
skip forward.
around.
So that was your first. That's your first rugby league bet?
Yeah, that's the first one to get up. I was very pleased.
Here we go. Off the duck.
Well done, bruh.
Well done. Now, it only took him 1 week. It's taken the Lippies like 50 weeks to get a single win. The next one was the Cowboys and the Warriors. None of us got up in this game. It was one of those ones where it was always going to be a humping and you were just trying to throw your bat at it and see
Scotty
if you could
Drink
connect.
not scoring again. Bad beat.
Did you see that when they put the kick ahead? I think it was dead in second, and the ball just needed to bounce up for him. All it had to do was bounce up, and the punting gods.
This whole weekend was that weekend where if you're not watching the game and you're at a dinner or a lunch or doing something else and you just like open your NRL app and you see the scores of like 30-6 and you bet 40-6, 50-6, 70-6 and you're like, boom, and then you go to the try scorers and you don't see your try scorer. It's honestly like the worst feeling. Like it's worse than opening the app and the team that you're betting on hasn't scored. But to get that tease of 70 points or 40 points, whole weekend was littered with it.
Well, and I mean, it certainly was littered with it with the next game. Storm pump the Broncos 60-12. Love to see it. Eddy and Rando get up, but we go to Rando because it was fucking way better value than Eddy's.
Not way better.
Way
Slightly
better value than
better.
Eddy's. Rando goes bang, bang. What was your bet?
Well, when obviously it's a Storm to win, just took that easy, and then obviously had Jerome Hughes and Corey Oates at about the 60th minute mark. I was thinking, well, the Storm are going to win at least, but then we saw Corey Oates, Jerome Hughes back to back within about 5 minutes, and the bet was sealed. I actually turned off the game with 60 minutes to go, going like, well, there we go.
There we go.
And then
done.
I got a message from my mate saying, son of a bitch, you did it. So
He's done
there
it
you
again.
go. Had to refresh it, make sure.
Son of a bitch.
It's like that's what it's an elusive feature. It's when you get when you get a feature on the last three lines of poke. You know what I mean? You expect
Bang,
it.
bang,
You're like,
bang.
Boom, boom, boom. Like they're almost the best bets to get. I feel
Absolutely. And I thought I ruined it by going Hughes over Munster when I called Munster and he scored that third try. But luckily, Jerome Hughes, one of the great all-time solo efforts, gets over.
Yeah.
He likes scoring fucking tries, Rome Hughes.
Yeah,
He does.
He loves them.
Did you just call him Rome? Like, is that like your nickname for him now? I think that was also runs with Fast and the Furious, but is that sort of Romey?
Romeo.
Rome.
Well, Rome. I was going to say more like Rome. Like,
Rome.
Like,
Who's
you know,
is that? Ludicrous? Is he Rom in Fast and Furious?
maybe, or is it Tyrese?
Tyree? Yeah,
Tyrese Gibson?
yeah.
Is he Rome? Tobler, find out who Rome is in Fast and Furious, please. Not necessarily important, but Eddie, you did also get up.
I did get up. David Norfoluma, Munster, Storm, fucking very, very easy. Very, very easy.
Yep.
Look, I'm making it look easy at 7:38. I'm doing that at a fucking canter.
Yeah, that is an easy bet when you do reflect on it. I think mine potentially easier, and I didn't get up, and I think it's fair you can say that I was bad beaten.
Why were you bad beaten?
Because in a 60-12 routing, to have Coates not score, but Oates to score,
Yeah, no, he went off though. You know
so
that,
it's a
didn't you?
bad beat.
Yeah, but you know that.
Yeah, he went off with a concussion.
Yeah.
So he
wasn't on the
missed
field.
out on that. Well, he was there for part of the game.
Yeah, and didn't score.
So that's, to me, an unfortunate beating of me.
Sure. Okay. How you going this week? Did you go all right this week?
Well, so far nothing. We'll keep looking. Eels, Dogs, Rando gets up again. What the fuck?
Oh, man. Edge of the seat, especially on that last try as well. Needed Mitch Moses to miss that kick for the points under 48.5. So thankfully he didn't have his best kicking game and we got up. And Sebbo, obviously a lock. Got to
Dude,
take him.
Under's the best part of this bet.
Vanilla as was
48.
described.
Yeah.
48, the total points. Gets it by 0.5.
Eels Sevo under 48.5 at 435. Under's the boldest bet of the weekend.
Good bet. I had a bad beat. Joshy Carr's try was a try. Like,
But you've jinxed him by calling him Joshy Carr.
Yeah.
Are you willing to accept that yet?
Well, he's still scoring. I'm just not hitting my multi. So I don't know if I've jinxed him.
No, but you jinxed yourself.
You're jinxing your own multis.
Yeah, but I've got to ride this one out.
But are you willing to accept that?
I'm willing to accept that I've put myself in an arena of a jinx, and I'm going to fight. I've got 2 more weeks to fight it, and then if it doesn't, I'll accept that I put myself in a jinx, I lost to a jinx, and I'm in a jinx. But if I can get one in the next couple of weeks, it's like, I beat the jinx in the Colosseum, whatever.
Remember when you were saying something, you'd say it at the same time, you go jinx, and if you both said jinx, you said double jinx?
Personal jinx, buy me a Coke.
Personal jinx was after that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's levels to jinxes.
Yes.
What level of jinx are you at?
But also jinxes where you jinx yourself and a jinx where you say something at the same time. To me, 2 different types of jinx.
Yeah, but it's still the same level of jinx. Like, I'm at level 1 of jinx.
Yeah, but what level of jinx is he
But
at?
I thought when you jinxed, you couldn't speak.
Yes, that's what I thought. So that's...
Personal jinx, you can't speak until you buy me a Coke.
Yeah.
But what about a double jinx?
Well,
Jinx,
then
double
it's a
jinx,
triple
personal jinx.
Well, you got to keep going until someone loses.
I never got to that personal jinx level.
Well, I always just
never.
I always just went personal jinx, not even
jeez.
jinx, double jinx.
Yeah, but you're always looking to cut corners.
In the jinxing game, it's the way to go.
Yeah, that's your style.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lazy.
Okay. I mean, that's not fair. I mean, I don't even know what the fuck.
Well, good luck to Sebbo with the jinx.
Good luck to it. Tyrese Gibson was Rome in Fast and the Furious. I'm sorry for fucking nailing that. And I resent Eddie for saying I cut corners. Next up, Sharks. Narrow victory over the Sea Eagles.
This was tight.
This was tight. And our boy RSG, Sebbo, said something to me on the weekend, I think when this game was going on, and about the successful weekend that RSG was having here.
Yeah, classic gladiator quote, win the crowd, win your freedom. You know what I mean? Like, one of the better kind of, like, 4-line quotes of all time, because it makes perfect sense. Now that you've won the crowd with, 3-4 bets NRL this weekend, you've got your freedom.
Yeah.
4 from 8 is elite tipping.
Yeah.
We haven't got to all of them, but, fucking newsflash, you got 4 from 8. You never see that very often.
No.
Never.
But when you're coming into a new show, pressure, the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Bright lights.
Come up and you fucking drop 4 from 8.
It's big.
Sack sitting on the table sort of stuff. New centerpiece.
Especially after a week last week where he didn't hit any. Obviously, the doubt starts to creep in. The naysayers, the haters come out of the woodwork going, who the fuck's this loser?
Yeah.
What's he all about?
We have side meetings going, did we make the right decision? Is this guy fucking all bullshit? Have we, what's going on here? And then bang, sack on table.
Sack on table, gets the hog out, polishes it up, goes, this is what you're working with, jump on if you want. And I reckon there's going to be a lot of lippies jumping on this week. Jumping on for a ride. So good on you, buddy.
How does it make you feel?
This feels good. Really good. I think that Sharks one definitely justified it. I belonged here. That's what I said. That's what I thought. Just nothing to lose now. Like, I can't play. It feels like weird coming in late into the show. It's like finals footy's out of the equation. So just playing ad hoc footy.
Yeah. Fucking footy.
Yeah.
And just to use the lippies for context, I don't think they've hit an NRL bet in like 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So to get 4 from 8, it's tidy work.
It's very impressive.
It's enough.
And that Sharks one was Sharkies -4.5, which was the easiest bet of the week, clearly. And then Hines anytime. That's a good fucking bet, honestly.
Yeah, and you backed up your Hines, which is good.
Yeah.
I call it a bad beat, Ramey, not getting one in. How many points was it?
40 points.
40.
And they were coming down that right side pretty hard as well.
Yeah.
But speaking of
Man,
right side
these
attacks that don't pull off, we'll get there.
Next up, Roosters, with one of the great humpings in the history of rugby league. The Roosters, they beat the Tigers 72-6.
This is the worst beat all time.
I think there are plenty of us have got bad beats this weekend as it pertains to this game. But I think maybe it's Rando the most because he had Butch in there who ended up getting 4 fucking tries. And that was Roosters 13+, Nat Butcher and Joseph Suali'i, who we don't blame. I kind of feel like Suali doesn't give a when it's against beta teams, he's like, I'll let Nat get a couple.
But I feel like when the team is that low on confidence and just plays that terribly, you don't need to get it to the wingers. Like, it's like you see that game, you're like, oh, go the wingers, load up straight away. But it's like a ball might not even get there.
And it doesn't.
No.
Yeah.
As evidenced by the fact that Nat Butcher got 4 tries.
Yep.
4. Like, good Lord. Anyway, terrible because Suoliti was littered throughout my weekend bets. Littered throughout. He's in the kitchen sink multis. My unit scooper is in this bet. So, disappointing.
Yes.
Disappointing.
Tough. We move on to the Dragons and the Titans. Shock horror, my Jaden bet did not get up.
Yep.
But Sebbo, with a real bang here. This is a bang of consequence.
Well, as I said, Brimmo and I get each other, and then that was met with, you're the Greek Gus Gould, you just say shit.
Well, no, you
And
are the Greek Gus Gould. You're the
yeah.
Gus Gould of the Gold Coast.
Yeah, I'll take that, actually. Yes, get me up to the Gold Coast soon, someone. Brimmo, what was it, 18-something? Like
18.95 that bet. Brimmo, Moga, Fafita.
All in the first half as well. You could go to sleep early.
That's a good bet.
It's
Captain
a good
Snooze.
bet.
Captain Snooze.
Yeah, Captain Snooze. I owe Brimmo a couple of beers. I'm going to go up to the Goldy or a couple of cruises. You know, we'll sweat, we'll play some golf, we'll drink some cocktails with umbrellas in them. We'll wear like gross, muscle singlet type things. You know, have a wet pussy. Remember those shots?
Those shots, yeah.
They were good.
They
were.
Loved a wet pussy.
Bit of cranberry, peach schnapps, vodka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, I imagine Brimmo's very excited because he's got an off-season coming up where he's got fuck all to do. So, Brimmo, you and Sebbo have got some wet pussy shots lined up for you at the local strippos. And 18.95, you just can't turn your nose up at that. And then the final game on Sunday, Sebbo goes the bang, bang. Raiders defeat the Knights 28-22. Sebbo with Sebi, Chris, and Hudson Young anytime 7.97.
Yeah, I've done what I think is the impossible, a back-to-back Sunday multi. Like, yeah, some people might go like, I picked both lines or I got both margins, but like a back-to-back multi over $5, both of them. I've never done that before, so I was pretty chuffed with that.
Also with 4 teams that you cannot trust.
Yep.
At all.
Well, when you can't trust them, you can't overthink it. I think you've just got to kind of go into the app, go into Ned's, and just kind of just pick some stuff and get out of there. As soon as you start analysing those type of teams, you'll spin yourself around in circles. You tie yourself up.
Yeah, it's almost like when you go into, like when it's teams you can't trust, it's like you're in one of those house of mirrors and you can't trust what you're seeing. And you're like, oh, wait, what the fuck's that over there? Who's that? Wait, where am I? Where's the exit? Like, just get in, close your eyes, quickly just pick the fucking things and get out. Otherwise you get lost.
Well, it's the genius of it is the try scorers. No results, no lines, no margins, no fucking total points. You just get in there, get on a couple of throbbers and get out. It's a special Sunday bet.
Yeah.
Bets.
I imagine if you'd put them together as well.
Oh, 5 try
baby.
scorers on a Sunday. How good.
Yeah. That's a Sunday smorgasbord right there.
It is, and that's our rugby league accountability, but we do get to the golf, Sebbo. Do you want to take us through that?
Yeah, it was. There was a couple of bed shits. I had Rory. Well, Eddie had Rory as well, and I usually go first round leader, and he was looking good until he tripled a par 3 on the back. But he ended up coming out strong and still finishing T10, T20. Eddie and I got that. You're a Morikawa, were you, Rando? Yeah, he was like coming into Sunday like 2nd or 3rd or 4th, somewhere like that.
I thought I was home and hosed.
Yeah, and then he got a 10. He went into the water twice in one hole. But you got your Ram, who came back from nowhere on Sunday. Spieth for Tom, he got a T20.
Spieth and Scotty Chef.
Scotty Chef was up there. So we all got
Scotty Chef got
T10.
3rd, I think.
Yeah, so I think we all got three or so
T10.
back. Yeah, you got Sung Jae, Rory. I got Rory. Who else?
Thagala.
Yeah.
Oh, Cam Young bogeyed the last and not get a T20. You got Scotty,
and
Spieth, and you got Ram. So pretty good weekend in the golf. For
Not
all
a bad
of us.
weekend in the golf for us, which is nice.
Not bad. The Lippy also got Schauffele, T10, T20. That was his only bets of the week.
Oh, he did get something, did he?
He got that. That was
Oh, well,
it.
that's good.
That's actually the first win for the Lippies in, I think, 4 weeks. So,
wow.
Congratulations.
Let that sink in, you bunch of losers. Unit Scoopers, none of us got up in the Unit Scoopers. And that is just what it is.
This was just humiliating for me. 4 try scorers, none of them crossed.
Not
Fox, Felke,
one.
Kotrick. none of them
That's
kick out
tough.
either.
That is tough.
Yeah.
And
there's
then
a lot to learn when it comes to unit scoopers, though.
It's
You
humbling.
got to put you got to put the work in.
Some
you
people
got to do
think
the homework.
Yeah.
just throwing some try scorers. It's not that. That's what it looks like.
It's
on
what
the
it looks
surface.
like. There's way more
but
to it.
That's not even the tiny tip of the iceberg.
No.
But you've got to think about how you're attacking it, what type of bet it is. Like, is it a smoothie? Is it an Ozaki? Like, what are you trying to do? And then you can start to develop what try scorers you can. Yeah, look,
You're young in the game. Lot to learn. Young in the game.
I'm working.
I'd almost argue you haven't seen enough winters.
No,
No, I
probably
haven't.
not.
That's me. Look, that's an outsider looking in. I don't think you've seen enough winters. You may do. Look, we'll give you another 365 days, see where you're at. But
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like what I'm seeing early on.
I don't either.
From the unit scoopers specifically. Everything else is going okay.
Everything else is fine. Everything else is absolutely
But
fine.
your scoopers are immature.
But you're not scooping well.
They're
Exactly.
immature scoopers.
You're not scooping well. You're scooping like a bloke still in nappies.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
That's all we'll say.
Yep.
We'll leave it at that. Kitchen sink, Eddie.
Suoliti fucked me, so that doesn't hit. Trell doesn't hit for you, Tom. RSG had Toops. Sebbo had Sevo, so they were correct there, but they were short, so fucking whatever.
Yeah,
but it fell over.
trying to do our part for the punter.
Fell over.
Yeah.
It fell over.
Weekly results, please.
Rando gets the dub.
Bang.
7 from 16, 8.64 in the positive. We like
Win the
that.
crowd,
Thank
win
you,
your
boys.
freedom.
Win the crowd, win your freedom. Second week gets a fucking win. How many wins have the Lippies had? 3 in 18 months. So well done. Sebbo in second, 6 from 22, plus 4.23
Just
units.
more
Well done,
units,
bro.
just banking more units.
I was third, 4 from 16, plus 1.6. The Lippy, fourth, 2 from 12, minus 1.51. And Tom, 3 from 19, minus 7. Huge week for Tommy. Huge week for Tommy. Well done, buddy.
Thank you, everyone. Thank
NTT
you.
dead, or is he back? Or
Look, dude, I don't know.
The New Testament Tom
They found
was
a new
never
Bible.
here.
They
No,
found
he was
a new
here for a
Bible.
bit.
No, he
No,
wasn't.
he was. He was
No,
here.
he
He was. I won the week, dude. New Testament Tom was here the week I won. And that was when New Testament Tom came in. And you know why? It was out of necessity. Where, you know, like when mothers, like if there's like a car on their kid, they get superhuman strength. They lift the car off their kid.
Yeah.
This was the metaphorical car on the kid. As a show, we were under a bit of duress because we had a situation we had to deal with. So what I did was I picked up the metaphorical car and fucking just did the damn thing for a week. And now I'm so depleted from the energy I expelled. The New Testament Tom's like trying to refuel. So you just wait and see what bets I got this week. Fuck it. 7 units down. I mean, what's 7 units down when you're down 53, you know?
Standings, Sebbo, positive 239.23.
Absurd.
Very nice. Rando gets back to the positive, plus 5.62. I'm in third, minus 48.08. Tom, fourth, a.k.a. last, minus 53.17. The Lippies, a new milestone for the Lippies, minus 80.52. So congratulations to the Lippies,
Yeah,
who've
they have
hit
it.
the minus 80 mark.
Totally,
The
yeah.
100's close now.
Yeah,
the
it
100's
is.
really
Mate,
fucking
they got
close.
$200 dues left here.
That is like, we are definitely doing PowerPoints, so it can't just be given out to anyone, because there needs to be some respect on this show that the people
There's got to
watching
be
might
something.
be able to actually get a
you
bet.
got to make some efforts here.
And yeah, if you can make a PowerPoint, that means you can put in effort.
Circling back to what you said earlier, you like seeing them do well. I don't. I love seeing them suck.
So
Wouldn't that be better that they spend time on a PowerPoint and they still suck and they get nothing?
yeah, exactly.
Which is exactly what will happen.
Exactly.
People
Well,
don't
they won't
realise
put
how
any
bright
time
the
in their
lights
bets.
are.
No.
People don't realise.
This
Lights
is
are bright.
light. Yep. That's accountability, though.
Yep.
Shocking to hear where I have come in this weekend.
You're in
promise,
the fours, dude.
I
You're in the
promise
fours.
to do better. Yeah, I am in the
Yeah.
fours. I am in the fours. It's a tough time to be me in the fours. Fours are shit. Fours aren't fun at all. But let's get into some punting. What do we think, hey? Let's change our stars. All right, time to do a bit of rugby league punting. And when we do that on the show, it is brought to you by our good friends at KO. The only place to enjoy rugby league is on KO. Now, the first game we have got is the Broncos v. the Eels. Thursday night, good game. Suncorp, Broncos 2.30, Eels $1.62. The line, 3.5 points. The total, 48.5 points. I'll be going to Monsieur Colbert over here as... Is it Colbert? What's it?
Colbert, I think.
Colbert.
Yeah, Colbert.
I was like, Colbert?
Colbert.
Yeah,
Like a sorbet.
Yeah, but I was like, who's Colbert?
Yeah, not Stephen Colbert.
Colbert.
Yeah.
No, it's Colbert. Sorry. But going to you first as you won the last week, how you seeing this one?
Really tough to get a gauge on the Broncos right now after they got 60 dropped on them. Even tougher when you put the Eels in front of them where they are just inconsistent as hell. Two inconsistent teams going together. So I'm just going to have to ride any statistics I can find. The Eels have won 5 of their last 6 games against the Broncos, with all 5 wins being by 8+ points. The Broncos have lost 4 of their last 5 games against top 8 teams. 4 of those losses were by 12+ points. So I'm taking the Eels the line to start. Corey Oates, I'm going to hit him up one more time. He scored in each of his last 3 games. He also scored a double last time out against the Eels. The Eels, as I mentioned last week, are leaking 38% of their tries down their right edge. Shoop scored when Josh Addo-Carr should have also scored as well. So I'm taking Corey Oates there. And then Micah Sebbo, of course, on the other edge for the Eels. He scored 11 tries in 8 games against the Broncos, scoring in all of those games but 1. And the Broncos, they've conceded 20% of their tries this season to left wingers exclusively. So Eels -3.5, Oates, Sebbo, $6.33 to start Thursday.
Love that.
Yep.
Love that. Edward, what are you doing?
Well, I think the wheels have fallen off for the Broncos. I don't think you can get humped that viciously in front of your home fans and expect to bounce back. They've been sliding for weeks now. And I would like, from a content perspective, Tom, if the Broncos were to slip out of the 8. Nothing would bring me more joy. Like, you could argue, but wouldn't you get more joy out of the Eels slipping out? No, I think I would actually get more joy for the Broncos, just so I can go, fuck you, Den and Kemp. Fuck you. So I've got the Eels to get the dub for that reason. I've also got Micah Sebbo in there for 2+ tries. I'm buoyed to hear that he loves scoring against the Broncos. I feel like he should have got 2 last week. I feel like he gets 2 this week. Put them together, $5.44. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy.
Not
but
crazy.
I think it's pretty good.
Yep. We'll throw ourselves over to Sebbo here. What are you doing?
Look, I think all our bets are pretty similar, but I'm not going a result on the basis of Eddie. Like, I've just come to realise this part of the season with like most of the teams, it's just crazy. It's madness. Like, you can win by 70 points, or like you can, a random team can lose. And when you look at Eels, who just, after they flush someone, they can lose to, I don't know who they've lost to this year. They've lost to the Tigers. They've lost to, like, maybe the Doggies. Not the Doggies, but they lose to teams after just absolutely pounding team. But then the Broncos, I've kind of been asleep on the Broncos slide. I don't know what's going on. I haven't been looking at them.
Den and Kemp cursed them when he refused to take his shirt off and eat muesli bars on the show.
Yeah, so
That's the facts of the matter.
Okay,
that's exactly what happened.
They're okay, so Broncos are cursed.
Yep.
Eels are inconsistent. They flush, lose, flush, lose, flush, lose. So I'm staying away from a result. I'm just going Sebbo because we all know he's going to score. Oates, we know he's going to score. And then I just tried to throw in for a little bit of value at Pinasini. He got 2 last week, did he? Maybe? I don't know. He definitely got 1.
Just 1.
Burden is on you to tell us whether he got 2 last week.
Yeah, but I'm just going off vibe. You know what I mean? His name's been popping up, like, a little bit. So that gets you $8.59. I was just too scared to go the 2 try scorers only.
I understand. Eels -3.5 is paying $2. That's
with
thanks
Neds.
for coming.
Of
course, that's with Neds. That's thanks for coming value right there. You take that and you just 3.5 points. The
Not
fucking
much.
Broncos suck balls with the greatest respect, but they do now. The curse is real. I was buoyed as well, Edward, to hear about the Sebbo stats. Could you just say that one again about the tries?
11 tries in 8 games, and he scored in all but one of those 8 games.
That's against the Broncos.
That's against the Broncos.
Now, I've got another one for you. He's also been the first try scorer in his last 2 games against the Broncos. So now we have a Broncos side who's down on confidence, down on form. We have an Eels side that's got a little bit of a hum on, and what are they going to do? They're going to go straight to Sebbo, and he's going to score the first try. It was actually I put the bets on last night, and then I dreamt about it, him scoring the first try last night. So you go Eels -3.5 at $2 into Sebbo, score the first try at $8.25, and you're going to get $11.84.
Can I just clear something up? So do you put Sebbo down for first try score and then dreamt about it?
Yes, it wasn't the other way around.
Right.
It was. It's not a dream bet.
No, not a dream.
I was
No,
just
no,
clarifying that.
No.
I think it was important to clarify whether or not you'd had a dream.
I would have pushed dream bet if it were a dream bet. It was not. It was merely that I dreamt about it afterwards because I guess I'm so confident.
Sure. Makes sense.
But that's $11.84. The Lippy Dribbler is doing what?
Para, overs, Moses, Cobbo, $18.30.
Para overs, Moses Cobbo. That's Will's first.
That's his first.
That's his first.
That's bold.
18:30 out the rip.
Out the rip.
Not bad. If it was like Brown instead of Moses, I'd say I really like it. But
What is the overs again? I will come back to that just so we can
I think it's going to be overs.
48.5.
Yeah.
I think it could definitely be overs.
It's going to be
It's not enough to go unders.
tough
right?
to go unders at this point in the season, unless it is like Melbourne versus Roosters, which we do have, where two teams are like, this is a game to test ourselves. But these games, it's just like,
Look, it's bold from the jump.
I don't hate that bet.
I don't despise it.
I don't despise it. And listen, it's from the sack of greatness. You have to acknowledge it. All right, now let's move on here. For the Panthers and the Warriors, playing at Panthers' home ground, they're obviously the favourites at $1.01. The Warriors, $17. The line is 29.5 points, and the total is 49.5 points. Edward.
Look, I think we can all acknowledge that this is going to be a rugby league humping. The Warriors away from home, particularly at the back end of the season, it doesn't bode well for them. It just can't. They got fucking humped last week against the Cowboys. I think they get humped again. Now, if you know a side's going to get humped, you got to look for those that are going to do the humping. And that's what I've done this week. Dill Edwards has been in fucking magnificent form lately, so he goes in. Stephen Crichton of Thoroughbred fame, he goes in. Again, good form, damaging ball runner, going to be hard to stop. And then I look for something else. I look for a bit more value, punters and dribblers. Where to for value? Country boy, Liam Martin, scored one last week, looked fucking dangerous all game. Nip him in there, $11 for those three bad boys. I don't think that's horrendous. I really don't.
Certainly not horrendous, Eddie. I see this game and my position so far this season, I'm now in like a I need units and I need them quick situation.
Is this like we'll do anything for cash sort of situation?
Well, it's an at the moment I need units and I'll do anything for units, and so my bets this week will reflect the desperation I now have for units.
Right.
So
is this like a little sign, like 50 for a BJ sort of thing?
Well, I mean, 50 units for a BJ? Yeah, dude. I'll be down three units still, but that's all right. So I've got Taylor May for 2 or more at $3 because that's the only way you get in value with Taylor, because he scores at will.
Has he been scoring lately?
I don't care for that question. The next thing I'm doing is Viliami kick out for 2 or more at $8.25. He scored a try in each of Penrith's last 2 games against New Zealand, so really we're only at home as well. So we only really need him to get 1 try because he's already getting one because he scores against the Warriors all the time at home. Now, how am I bringing this thing into will blow you for units territory? You then throw in a Liam Martin of Tough Country stock fame at $3.15 anytime try scorer. So May and kick out 2+, and then Martin, you're getting $52.94. I just need the units, guys. You don't have to go with me if you don't want to. I understand if you don't.
Are you just trying to protect units more than get units?
Protect, bro. I'm down. I don't think I've got nothing to protect.
But you're going high odds to protect yourself.
No, dude. What I'm getting here is if any of these come off, Daddy is at least back a little bit, and that's what Daddy needs right now. He needs just something to bring me back. So that's me, Sebbo.
Right. Look, I'm going low odds on this because this is. I mean, I was a little bit disappointed putting this bet together because I know you guys got the new dartboard case, and I wanted to do an actual dartboard bet.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
He's forgotten the drill twice.
Yeah.
After saying, no, I'll do it. Don't worry, I'll drill it. He's forgotten it twice.
Yeah, it was here at First Live.
Yeah, because now there's a dartboard here. Any sort of dartboard bet without using the dartboard is just a fake. But I thought, you know what? Screw it. I'll just have to do a fake dartboard bet because it's one of those games where it's like it's so hard to find value. The line's petrifying. So I've just gone like pretty much the favourites in May, To'o, Targo, and Edwards, only at $7.91. But it's just like, what do you want me to do in this game? Like, what do you want me to try come up with that is maybe going to come off but also has high odds? It's almost impossible. It's almost impossible. So that's my bet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're terrified of the line?
I just think it's too scary. Like when
How scary? Like compare it to something.
Yeah, like can you compare it to like something you have to do in life, or is it a movie? Or
it's like when
is it like the first time you watched The Ring?
No, maybe it's like where you kind of gone to like a little cove.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, that was petrifying. That's not that scary. This is more like you've gone to like a cove or somewhere, and everyone's like, "Oh, there's a cool jump rock behind this fence," and you're like, "Yeah, but it's fenced off because we're not meant to jump off it, guys." Like, come on. And then all of a sudden you're alone, and everyone's jumping the fence. You're like, fuck. And so you do it. Then you have to like get around this tree and you're like, well, if I fall here, I'm actually fucked. And then you finally get there and everyone jumps off and you're just like, oh my God, this is scary. But
was this worth it? Is taking the line worth it? You know, and is jumping off this rock worth it?
I didn't get a big kick out of it. You know what I mean? But, you know, I jumped. So I'm jumping here. Well, I'm not jumping at the line, but that's about how scary it is.
Right.
You're not
So you basically, you get around, all your mates jump and you don't. Yeah. And you have to climb back over the fence and go home. That's
in shame.
Yeah.
That's
and it's tougher to climb back out rather than come back in as well.
Yeah, you've got to jump once you're there. Otherwise, you're like, that's when you do.
But you haven't jumped.
No, but I don't think you even got over the fence. All his mates got over the fence. He's gone, no, fuck that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, Rando.
I've got that same sort of fear with this game and also just trying to find any sort of value. I'm taking Panthers 13 plus instead. They've won 7 of their last 9 games against bottom 8 teams by 13 plus points. The Warriors have lost their last 11 games in Australia and they've conceded exactly 48 points in their last 2 away games. So 13 plus should be safe as houses. To try and give some sort of value to this game, I've gone the unders, but I've picked my own line here at 55.5. No game has gone over 55 plus points at Bluebet Stadium in the last 2 seasons. Only one Panthers game this season has gone over 55 plus points, and that was when they played the Knights, and the Knights had a man down with that send-off to Barnett. My try scorers, I'm going Isaac Tago here, Tungo. He has scored a try in 3 of the last 4 games that Jerome Luai has played. So he hasn't been on the try scorers list, nor has Taylor May, but that's because Luai hasn't been playing and getting that ball out to them. The Warriors' right edge is absolutely shot. It's conceding 25% of their tries to the right edge, so that's why I'm picking Tungo. They are also conceding the most tries to right wingers, which brings in Brian To'o into the situation. He scored a double in each of his last 2 games against bottom 8 teams. He also scored a double last time out against the Warriors as well. So you put those 4 together and you get $5.63, and that's really scraping.
That's scraping, dude.
That's scraping.
That's scraping.
That's scraping.
That's scraping.
Yeah.
That's like your jar of Vegemite or whatever is fucking empty, basically.
Yeah.
And you got to get in there with a spoon and just
But you know when it comes off the lid and then
there's a bit of the rim.
You can rim it around and underneath.
That's where there's some real like sneaky jam or Vegemite in this case.
I don't know if everyone knows that, but I always go there when I'm desperate, and I feel like it's untapped reservoirs.
No, that's usually, like it's usually the last place you should go. Because it's like everything is gone from down here, and now I just rimmy.
Rimmy it.
Yep.
Get one more piece of toast.
Yep.
So is that a Rimmy bet?
That is an absolute rimmy bet.
Okay.
That pick your own that pick your own points is that's the rim.
This game
is the rim.
Like it's like when you're punting on the dishes and you're like next up and you see like $3 or $8 and then that like $1.20, $1.10 dishy and you're like, well, I'm not going to go that guy because what is the value in that? So I have to go this one over here, but it never wins. Like the $1.10 guy always comes home, but you just can't do it.
No, it's too short to go.
But if you get on the $1.10, it won't win.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point. Now, what's William doing?
Penrith 13 plus. Penrith to win both halves. May times 2 and Crichton to score 636.
I don't hate that bet.
It's actually okay.
It's actually a pretty good bet.
That's not bad.
That's not a bad bet
good
because
decision.
Penrith 13 plus, obviously win both halves. Obviously, May's at least getting 1, so he only needs 1, and Crichton you would assume gets over in what we expect to be a humping.
Yep.
That might
Not
be
the worst bet all time.
Might be the best bet of all this.
Yeah, I'd rather take that.
Except for my $52 one, which is also really good. Now, we move on to Storm v Roosters. Now, this is going to be a good game of rugby league. The Storm are favourites at $1.55. Roosters at $2.45. This is down in Melbourne. The line is 5.5 points. Total points is 42.5. I think with a game like this, both teams in red-hot, horny form, it's about vibe. Like you can, and I know you're going to have stats for me, Corbet, and that's fine, but this is a vibe. This is how do you feel about the two teams that you're watching and what do you think they can do? And if you're asking me, if you're looking me in the eye,
Yep.
it's Roosters. Roosters better. Storm, just a bit weird. Nick Meaney, no disrespect, but like what, I don't understand you. And then Munster's at fullback. He's killing it. He's good. But the Roosters are just so hot. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a close game. I don't doubt that. But 245 for the Roosters is, that's as good a value as you're going to get. Now, you have 245 for the Roosters. Suali'i is paying 230. You never get that shit. You never get Suali'i at 230. And this is the games when he scores because it's a game that actually matters, unlike the Tigers when he doesn't give a fuck. He wants Butch to score tries in those games. So I've got Roosters at 245, Suali'i at 230, and then who's going to fucking be tough in a tough game? Victor Radley is, and he's paying $7.25. Roosters, Suali'i, Radley anytime, $25.
I would have stopped at Swirly.
Yeah, I know. I know. But I need to, again, you know where I'm at. You know where I'm at.
He's defending whilst also trying to get ahead. That's what you need to learn about this kid.
I was about to give you a standing ovation, and then you said, and then I think of a tougher guy, Victor Radley, and then I sat back down. And
that's fine.
And
that's fine. Again, but you understand where I'm at, though, Rando. I'm minus 53 units, and I'm in desperate trouble.
Yeah.
And Eddie's close, right? So if I can just jump Eddy, then Eddy now the loser.
If anyone, played Age of Empires, Tom's got his little town village, and he's trying to defend, but he's not actually studying at the university and building the citadels and getting all the shit, the farmers going. You've got to actually build something, not just defend the lead.
I don't have a lead, so I'm not defending a lead.
Or defend the unit, sorry.
I'm not defending the unit.
He's actually defending last place, which is a bold decision.
See, that's where you're wrong.
See, I agree with part of your bet, Tom. I think that the Storm, who have turned a corner with Munster at fullback, they're a different side now. They're a different breed. Forget about the Storm from 4 weeks ago, baby. This is literally New Testament Storm. Something you don't understand because you're still Old
Stealing
Testament.
my joke. Stealing my fucking.
I think Storm at home.
Stealing my storyline.
Well, I'm borrowing from it because it was so pathetic, and I'm reappropriating it because this
is almost cultural appropriation of my storyline.
So Storm at home, I think will be too strong for the Roosters. Personally, I think Munster at fullback is fucking a lock to score, especially in a big game. Now, as you so rightly pointed out, Suali'i paying $230 to score try. You fucking ship him in. He should have scored 5 last week, didn't get 1, so he's due. Put it all together, $10.25. That's how you do it.
Hate it. Because the Roosters win. So
I don't think they do.
Yeah, look, that's where I'm kind of if we're talking Game of Thrones, I'm not picking a side. I've got allies in both sides of this war.
You're the eunuch.
You're the eunuch, 100%.
I'm the eunuch here. Yeah, I am. Varys was his name? Yeah, because I think it's too hard to pick. I don't know who's going to win. It's literally I don't know who's going to win this battle, but I want a guy in each camp that whoever wins, I'm with you now, or I'm with you now. So I'm going, when you are having a tough game where there's going to be good defense and it's not just going to be a flushing, a thrashing, a pounding, that's when your wingers do score because the defense is so tight in the middle that you need to go out to the edges. So Suali'i owed 1, 2, 3, 4 from last week. He'll get 1 for sure. And then Nofalumas, he scored in every game he's played for the Storm.
I think he's just you can see when you see in those documentaries where there's been a fucking animal caged up. There's one in particular I remember which is a chimpanzee or some shit with Jane Goodall or whatever. An animal that's been caged up its whole life and then it's taken to a reserve. And it's let out of its cage and it's free. And then it's holy shit, there's no roof in this place. Wow. Okay. And it's you starts crying basically and hugging Jane Goodall, or it's a fucking rhino running around whoa. I feel that's what maybe Norfolum's experiencing now that he's out of a tiger's cage and now able to roam free in a big game reserve.
Well, he's just loving that, even if it's just not a big reserve, but that extra meter. Because he's at the Tigers, they're here, score. And it's I just have to run over this guy, which is really tough because he's 90 kilos.
Oh, you can't do it. Well, now you're in reserve grade.
Now,
what the fuck?
At the Storm, they're I've got 2 meters of space to work with now because you guys somehow made him jam in. So I just have to put it down with one hand in the corner. Easy.
He's waking up happy.
Yeah.
Real happy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So those 2 guys, which are, I think, locks, are 433.
Not bad. Not
Rando?
bad. I too like the Storm here as well. The Storm have an 80% win record in Melbourne this season. The Roosters have a 33% win record in their history at Amy Park. This is actually really funny. This is the 5th time in the last 6 head-to-head meetings between the Storm and the Roosters where the Storm the week previous has put on 40-plus points. So they always have done that in 5 of the last 6. Melbourne have gone on to win all of those games, 4 of them by at least 8+ points. So I'm taking Storm the line -5.5. Then I'm going with Xavier Coates because he's owed one. As we mentioned, he's scored 9 tries in 8 games at Amy Park, including 1 in each of his last 2 games at the venue. And last time they met against the Roosters at the SCG, the Storm scored all 5 tries against the Roosters on their right side. So Grant Anderson scored a double, Murray and Sebbo scored a double, and Felice Kafusi also scored a double down that right side. So you put those together, it's soft, it's got no value, but I need at least one to hit, and I reckon it'll be this one, $3.17.
Okay.
Not bad.
It is skinny.
It's
It is skinny.
Well, it's very skinny.
Very skinny.
I'd be worried about it, actually. I'm like, you need to eat something.
Coates is harder for me personally to wrangle than anyone almost. I feel like
I've wrangled a Coates.
Well, like I put him in and he doesn't
Try
score.
wrangle a
and then-
Bradman best, cuz. Good luck.
Yeah, but that's not even wrangle territory. It's like
That's harder than Stags these days, a Bradman best.
He's a dodo, dude.
Yeah,
He's almost extinct.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
he's just a mythical creature.
yeah.
Dodos existed.
That's why I'm saying Bradman more a mythical,
But it's
more of a
just-
unicorn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not worth it if you've got like a pokeball and you serve.
Bro, if you get a Bradman best, that's actually that's a mantelpiece.
Yeah, but if you capture him, he doesn't give you anything really. It's not like he's packed with value.
It's
you know,
true, actually,
like,
he's not packed with
yeah,
value.
I don't know. I don't know if it's worth the hunt. But Coates is like, he's just deceivingly hard. Not that he doesn't score. It's just like he either scores 3 or he doesn't score 1. Yeah. You know?
Yep.
The Lippy.
Lippy.
Storm, Munster, Olam, Suali'i, $20.77.
Yeah, if you take anything from that punters dribblers, just all our bets there, is that the fact that I'm the only one going the Roosters is a good thing for me. And a good thing for you if you are one of the many who follows along with my bets. So
I don't think any people that follow along with you wouldn't have any money left.
Well, that's not true. They'd have at least $400 if they're doing the same thing. Let's move on. Now, Saturday, 3 p.m. Is that correct? I think it is. GIO Stadium. That's Canberra. Manly Seagulls, Canberra Raiders. Raiders are favourites at $1.22. Manly not favourites at $4.25. The line, 14.5 points. The total, 52.5 points. Now, I just want to get out of the way here because everyone's like, oh, you just... Manly haven't been great recently, and you might have seen one of their players come out on Instagram and put out like a video of him not getting past the ball and basically saying that's the reason that Manly lost. It was embarrassing, and he's a bit of a gimp, and I think he's leaving the club, and maybe videos like that could be an indicator as to why he's not being re-signed. I don't know. But it's very tough this end of the season for a Manly fan. It's a limping to the end. It's a put a bullet in the, let's put a bullet in the season and let's get the fuck out of here. The party's over. But what I'll say is this. Manly are versing the Raiders, right? Now, Manly have been out of form. We know this. Manly 13 plus is paying $11.50 with our good friends at Ned's. Now, is it going to happen? The odds would say it's unlikely, but if you're going to see a Manly team down on troops, down on confidence, put 13-plus victories on any side, like what side is capable of fucking their season or losing like this? It is the Raiders. So Manly 13-plus is just a smart bet in a game that you shouldn't care about, really. $11.50, Manly 13-plus. That's all I'm doing.
There is no denying punters and dribblers that Manly in the trenches taking grenades right now. We're getting fucking shelled to shit.
But yes, but you're not even like one army getting shelled, and camaraderie, in the trenches.
No,
there's dissent in the trenches.
There is dissent in the trenches, Sebbo. There is dissent, and I'll be the first to admit it. Now, in times of descent, in times of shelling, in times of fucking up to your ball sack in mud in a trench in fucking Eastern Europe somewhere taking grenades, you need to look to your leaders. Where are the leaders? Where are the fucking leaders? I'll tell you where they are. Cherry Evans and Kieran Foran. They're the fucking leaders. They're the leaders of the side. Now, at certain points in World War II, the Allies were up against it, right? Manly's an ally. Obviously, it's not an Axis power, it's an ally. It's a fucking ally, obviously. So the victor goes the spoils. History's written by the winners, blah, 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 blah. Manly has never fucking lost, ever. Never won a spoon. So obviously we're the Allies. Now, you could say it's all over for you cunts. That's what fucking Hitler was saying to the Allies, bruh. It's all over. No, it's not, bruh. No, it's not. So we look to leaders. DCE, Foz, put them in any time. If they can rise and take the boys with them to the promised land, we win 13 plus. Put it all together, $105.93. Now, you might go, not going to happen. I would tell you that's what Hitler said when he was trying to invade Britain.
Yeah, so basically this is, also clearly someone trying to not get overtaken by Tom with $105 redo there.
Yeah, I like it. I love my World War
No, fuck that. Yeah. This is backs to the wall shit.
Yep.
This is a Battle of Britain bet, baby.
It's sort of like driving down the street and seeing Tommy giving blowjobs and going, oh, good on him. Driving a little more. Now seeing Eddie giving blowjobs.
Yeah, Eddie's giving blowies as well. Me and Eddie both giving blowies.
I've given my ass up for this bet.
I'm like, he doesn't need to, but sure.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, we're in a world of hurt over here.
I like the narrative, but you could be an allied power. You could be like France or something. You know what I mean? You just don't put up a fight. You get invaded. Or are you going to be this like stiff upper lip Britain kind of?
No, but I'm not. I'm sorry, France, but you're not getting a dub in World War II. You didn't win shit.
Exactly.
You got invaded after 3 weeks.
Yeah.
They're not included.
I like it because it was passionate. It made sense. It reflected history, which repeats itself. We all know that.
It's just terrifying to know. Given the state of the world.
So I'll be looking at that bet. I'll be looking at that bet closely. Okay. But I don't know. I think it'll happen. I do think that Manly, Raiders do have the possibility to bed shit their season where they've got an easy run. So I'm staying away from results myself. I do actually hope they lose because that means the Bunnies are locked into the 8. But I'm just going try scorers. I'm getting one man, the guy, Brad Parker, just because he's just a bit of a Brad Parker. And this game for me is
strong.
The matchup is a bit, I know all that stuff, but he's really just a bit of a Brad Parker. And then Whiten, because if there is going to be a guy in the Raiders who is just going to aim up and go, I need to get us into the top 8 or give us a chance to get in the top 8, it's going to be Jackie White. And then Rapana, just because I need to get some value out of this game. Yet again, even though it does have consequences on the 8, it is just a bit of a poo slung. So that gets you 12.67.
Easy. I'm actually with Tom and Eddy to a degree. I think that the line that we see here, plus 14.5, is unnecessary. I think the Raiders' biggest winning margin at home is 12 points this season. Manly have won 8 of their last 10 against Canberra, and Des has won 19 of his 24 games against Sticky. So there could be an upset on the cards here. Everyone thought the Raiders would absolutely plough through the Knights. Not the case. They just won by 6 in the end, and they were down by 14 as well, so they really had to get themselves out of a hole. So who's going to score for Manly? I think you got to look at Homoli. He scored in each of his 3 games that he's played against the Raiders. Manly have scored 20% of their tries on that right side channel of his, and the right second row has scored the most tries of any forward against the Raiders. So you put those two together and you get $5.47.
That's some good val.
That's a good bet. I like that. I didn't even look at the line.
No, neither did
14.5.
Yeah. They almost lost to the
Manly
fucking
are out
Knights,
of
dude.
form, but the Raiders aren't slick.
Yeah.
They don't like winning 13 plus. They like either getting a lead on nearly losing or
getting blown out and then just coming back.
Yeah, they're not a slick operation.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all a slick operation. What's Willie Harrigan of Sack of Greatness fame doing?
He's got Raiders into Tapane, into Rapana, $12.15. I don't like it, obviously.
I challenge that. Our captains challenge that ref decision.
Yeah,
From
no,
there.
and I think that's fair that you do that. And it's been upheld, that challenge, and that bet's been overturned because it's shit. Let's move on. Next up, we have Sharks and the Dogs at Sharkies Stadium, Shark Park. Sharks $1.08, Dogs $8. The line 22.5 points. The total is 50.5 points. Monsieur Stephen Colbert, what are you doing?
I think another unnecessary line here. The Dogs plus 22.5. The Sharks' biggest win against the Dogs at Shark Park in the NRL era is 22 points exactly, so that's going over the line, so I'm taking the Dogs under. Also, the Sharks have only won by 23 plus points at home once this season. A sold-out Shark Park, I understand that. Everyone thinks the Sharks will get up for it. In fact, 4 of the 5 sellouts that we've seen this season at Shark Park, the Sharks have only won by 13 plus once, so they haven't been getting over the line with their fans there. Try scorer, I'm putting in Mulatalo. I think he's due. He scored 12 tries in 12 games at Shark Park. He's also scored in 10 of those 12 games, and the Bulldogs have conceded 19 tries in 22 games to left wingers, and we saw Sebbo go over last week as a point in case there. So once again, really cruisy bet, $3.35. Just want at least one to hit on Saturday, and this will be it.
Okay. All right, Edward.
Interesting. That's an interesting stat, the sold-out crowd thing.
Yes.
Because you would think that the boys buoy the boys, but it would seem not always the case.
Boys not always buoying boys.
That's right.
Yes.
I've actually stayed away from lines, margins, results here, just because you're not getting a price for the Sharkies and the margin wigged me out a little bit. So I'm just taking 2 try scorers. I've got Jesse Raymond because he didn't score last week, and I'm like, the big fella's... He's got to be going out there ripping and fucking tearing this week. Simple as that. And the other thing is when I'm on my Neds app and I'm going through the same game multi, I just cannot look past Josh Adokar. He's bright lights for me, bro. I'm like a mozzie to a fucking one of those things that zaps you.
Yeah,
you know?
A light.
They're lights, but they're like
Zapper lights.
they're
No,
like
no, I
Zapper
get it.
lights.
But
You're in
the
the
zap would
country,
imply that you're not hitting it. Because the zap tricks you in. He lures you in like, oh,
Yeah, but
Joshy
maybe
Carr, then bang, you're fucking dead.
But
what you want is a real globe that you are getting the payoff. Oh, there's a light. Let me just bang up against it all day long.
Okay, give me
so
100.
now I'm concerned for you and Joshy Carr.
Well, give me 140 watts of the best.
Well, you've already said zapper, dude. You can't walk that back.
It's hard. Well, look, we'll see. If it doesn't get over, we'll know why. Put them together 449. Just easy peasy.
Okay.
Lemon squeezy.
Sebbo.
Yeah, look, it's another Joshy Carr bet. Surprise, surprise. I've got Joshy Carr, but then I've picked 3 Sharks just because, again, it's one of those games where you just don't know what's going to happen, and I don't want to bank it all on just a couple try scorers when they could absolutely maul them. But the Dogs have had a couple of bad games, but I wouldn't say they're in Warriors-Tigers territory, but they do have the possibility of going there in the last couple of games of the season, maybe, just because they have before. So I'm going Ramian. He's owed one. Mulatalo, he's owed one. Ikavalu, ever since he's come in for bloody Talakai, he's scored every time. So you put those 4 together, that gets you $10.66.
Okay. Lot to happen there.
Yep.
For you, Sebbo. Lot to happen.
4 try scores for $10.66.
Yeah. I'd like to see 20.
Yeah, but it's like the guys that score all the time.
Right,
You
so
know
it
what
probably
I mean?
won't happen, especially because you're Joshy Carr in it, so that's not
We'll
good.
see.
I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but I am desperate for value at the moment. Now, the Dogs got humped last week, and to me, for the teams that aren't in the race anymore, it's humping season for you, bruh, really. Like, unless you're up against a team that's also, like, shit, it's probably just going to be a hump for you. Like, it's hard to get up for these games, IMO. That's in my opinion. So I think you just go, fuck it, let's try to get some value out of this game, right? You're a guy that needs value. You're a guy down on value. You're a guy down on luck. Let's try get some value. Let's try get some luck. I like Hines and I like Moylan. Nico likes scoring tries. He scored 1 or 2 last week against Manly, lucky though they were. Matty Moylan, back for another week. He's going to get over. Jesse Ramian. I haven't wrangled a Ramian all season. Now's the time to do it. You put them all together. You're getting $17.04. Let me overtake Eddie. That's what this week's about, dude.
It's a battle for
It's a battle for the spoon, dude.
Yeah.
It's you and me thrashing it out. This is actually the most hotly
This-
contested race in the season.
There's like, what?
It's you and me.
4 or 5 weeks,
Yeah.
including finals, to decide the spin. I mean, coming from someone who's got 2.
I'll say this. For all these bets look eerily similar to Old Testament Tom, who's got like, 2 NRL from 400?
Yep.
Not
Listen,
good.
think about this.
You take your golf out. Oh, baby.
Why would I take the golf out?
Oh, it'd be bad. I'm just saying
Why
from an
would you?
NRL perspective.
But right, why would you take the golf out?
I'm just
That's
saying
the
I don't like.
weirdest
I'm just saying I don't like
why
your
don't you
NRL
just, like,
bets.
take fucking everything you've ever won out.
I'm just saying I don't like your NRL bets. I don't like them.
That's okay, and that's fine. What's shocking to me is that you are only 5 units better than I am currently, and you're shitting on me, and the spoons.
Who's coming last?
You know what else is
Who's
funny?
coming last?
Is that when the
Who's
pressure
coming
comes
last?
on? You remember last season when Eddie got to the front, and then the pressure wigged him, and he was in front for like a week, and then just fell off a fucking cliff. Now what we're seeing here is pressure applied, but it's down in the fucking cellar. Let's see how he goes in the shit.
How you going
See how
down
he
there, buddy?
handles
How you
that.
going in the last? Well, you've been there all season, mate, loving it.
I've been
lapping it
bouncing
up.
around, and that's fine. I'm also a 2-time champ. So what we're seeing here is Eddie, he's going to start fucking wigging. Watch it. Watch it.
Unlikely.
As soon as the pressure comes on, the kid wigs it. Now, what's Lippy doing?
Watch him kick away this week.
What's Lippy doing?
Overtakes him last week.
What's
just
Lippy
dominates him. Tom wigged out.
So did you come from last place last week?
Fucking oath I did.
So you're floating around the muck,
Yeah.
buddy.
And you
You're
got
floating
minus
around the
7
muck.
units. Fucking
Rami in an
pathetic.
Addo car at 4:49. Come on. What's the Lippy doing, buddy? Pressure's
When
on.
was the last time you hit an NRL bet?
Pressure's on last week.
Yeah.
Last-
Look,
oh, right.
leave in the comments who you think's the favourite to win the wooden spoon out
100%.
of
Yeah,
these
yeah,
two.
yeah. And also, do you think that Eddie performs under pressure? Which is a
answer's
trick
yes.
question. It's a trick question because we know
Answer's
the
yes.
answer. He doesn't.
Answer's yes.
We look back to last season when he was leading for a week. Eddie, what's the Lippy doing?
Lippy, Cronulla 13 plus, Rami and Andrew Fafita 735.
7:30 for Fafita to
Yeah,
score.
Fafita's short, dude.
That's
Fafita
what I
was
thought.
like 2 or 3, like in the 2s or the 3s for any time.
Right.
I was like, fuck
How
that.
the fuck does
Off
that
the
work?
bench.
I know.
Is that him like, I'm fucking leaving the club?
Yeah, it's last home game. Last home game. But
yeah,
still,
yeah.
I mean, come on. Let's move on. Next bet. Next game. Bunnies v Cows. Now, this is bright light footy, punters and dribblers. Is this at the SCG? No.
Nah, it's at our core, sure.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Eddie of leaving SCG in their fame. Rabbitohs $1.50, Cowboys $2.60. Eddie crumbling under the pressure. Line 6.5 points. The total 48.5 points. Hey, what are you doing for this one, Ed?
I think South beat the Cows at home. I don't think the Cows are travelling that fucking well. I'm not taking much from their humping of the Warriors last week, given that the Warriors stink. I think the Rabbits get the chockies. I think they want to bounce back over a disappointing loss last week to the Panthers. Tom, that's what I think, mate.
Yep.
I think AJ scores because AJ scores every week, and not to have AJ in would be seriously worrying, I think, from a punting perspective.
Yep.
But I can't look past my boy Jerome Nanai, who scores a lot for me. A lot. I'm putting him in just to boost the V's, $6.26. Tom, what are you doing, mate?
Well, I'm taking South at the line here, -6.5. I think that's. I don't think the Cows have got it anyway. I think the Cows have achieved. They've peaked. They've reached their sort of zenith. I think that the Bunnies do a job on them. Just taking them -6.5. What I did prove to be true and money for jam is taking AJ first, second, or third try scorer in any Bunnies game. It's paying $2.50 AJ first, second, or third. That's where you get value with AJ in 2022. Now, what am I doing to bury Eddie into the core of the earth whilst chasing value? I also throw in a Keon Kolomatangi anytime try scorer. What is Keon paying anytime? He's paying $4.60, not as much as I would have hoped, but $4.60 just tells me that he's going to score. So we throw in South -6.5. AJ first, second, or third try scorer, Keon any time, and you can get $16.43, and we can all hear Eddie sweating from here. You can hear him sweating.
2 from 400 bets this year. So
Yep.
Really sweating it up over here.
He's sweating it up. Look at you, mate. If I only have 2 from
Fucking
400 bets, why
terrified.
are we so close, dude? Why are we so close?
Well, there was used to
Why
be
are
a
we
bloke
so
you'd
close?
borrow bets off who no longer with us.
Oh, no. My God. Mate, I haven't not hit golf all
Used to be
year.
a bloke here that
No,
you'd
he
burrow
can't.
himself.
Look at him.
I don't know where he's gone. He's not here anymore. but-
Fucking hit golf on the weekend. Where was he?
Jeez, it'd be tough. We
Mate.
went back through those old seasons.
Yeah, look at him, dude. He
Borrowed
can't-
bets of a bloke that is no longer here.
Oh,
How'd you go?
pressure. This is pressure, punters, dribblers. This is pressure. He's invoking the ghost of seasons past, and that's pressure. This is pressure.
Yeah, mate.
You're hearing pressure.
Okay.
And then he's getting his words wrong. He's stuttering.
2 from 400.
Rando, what are we doing?
2 from maybe 500.
Cowboys are my team, but I just can't see how they can push through here. I'm taking the Rabbitohs to win. They've won their last 6 games against the Cowboys. The Cowboys have lost 14 of their last 16 games in Sydney. And this is only the 4th time they've played at Accor since the 2017 Grand Final. So they haven't really played many games at Accor. And then you got Latrell's record, I think, 25 wins in 29 games at Accor as well. His first loss since the 2018 Grand Final, or just before that. So Trell's going to be on a roll. When Trell's on a roll, he's giving assists to the boy AJ. AJ's scored 5 tries in his last 2 games against the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are conceding the most tries down their right edge. Just makes sense. And then just to boost some value, the Rabbitohs have conceded 1 in every 3 tries this season down their right edge as well, and Taulagi has scored in each of his last 2 games. So I think if the Cowboys are to score, they are going to find it with Murray Taulagi. You put all those together, $5.09.
Okay. Seems like some astute betting there.
Even picking going against your team.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I
you
know.
must believe it.
That
You
was
must
tough.
believe it.
That was tough.
That's. I just forgot about that. I keep thinking he's a Dragons fan.
No.
Betting
Gotta stop wearing
against
white
your
on this
side.
stuff.
That's when you know you've actually got a real punter. We've got a real stats guy.
Yeah.
A guy who's prepared to go with what the stats say.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that I didn't spend 6 hours looking for a Cowboys stat here.
Yeah, right,
That's
you
not to
tried.
say that I
You
tried.
tried.
I
Sorry,
respect
Cowboys
that.
fans.
I respect
Sorry.
that.
Not a real fan. That's all right. That's a Dragons fans thing to do. Bet against your side. Sebbo?
Look, I'm not doing anything surprising here. I'm going Bunnies because they're going to win AJ and Trell, right? So that's only getting you 344. But the way I see this bet is my Bunnies, AJ, Trell. It's like Time Crisis. If you walk into like a time zone as a kid and you've got like $10 in coins, you're always putting at least $4 into Time Crisis. Maybe trying some other stuff out. You know, if you're hungover, you're getting a pad thai. Maybe a pad see pad key mouth. You're feeling a little bit kind of adventurous, but like just
That's
it's
very adventurous.
You know, but just like when you have like a smorgasbord of things, but you're like, I always go that one no matter what, and that's what this bet is for me. Back end of the season, you love to be on Trell. AJ always scores. Bunnies are making a late push as contenders. It's just easy. It's fun. It's simple. It's not exotic, but it's classic.
All right, now what is the Lippy doing? We do need to probably say that the Lippy is a Bunnies fan.
Correct. Is a Bunnies fan.
Was a Broncos fan.
Was a Broncos fan.
So he does have some.
I think that's worth. I think it's worth.
It's
pointing
worth
out.
mentioning. He
It's
was a
worth
Broncos
mentioning,
fan.
and he was a Queensland supporter now, a New South Wales supporter.
Yeah.
So worth. Look, he's come back to the right side, but still got turnkey
You know, if
tendencies.
you-
Is that not just the evidence of being like the seat of a referee because you're so like down the middle? You
gotta
know
be
what I mean?
down-
It's
yeah.
hard. So you are, maybe later on having a bit of an identity crisis because if you're not reffing it where you're meant to be down the line, not biased. Now it's like, am I there? Am I here? Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to play down the line when you come from the nutsack of one of the great referees all time.
Yeah.
the great.
He's got Rabbits -6.5, Colomatungi, AJ 2+, and Walker for $40.70.
My bet exists within that, so that's impressive.
That's not a bad bet. Walker's good value. I've been putting him in some multis on
He
the
is good
side,
value.
and he likes to score. Like,
It's just it's a fucking big game. He's got a lot of try scorers in there. When it's a bright light footy match, that would be all I'm thinking. Let's move on. It's Poo Slinging Sunday this week. It is Poo Slinging Sunday. Get your friends together, get a barbecue on, get everyone around, and then turn the fucking TV off because it's Poo Sling City and no one's watching these games. If you are, you're a sick fuck. Now, this next game, the first one to kick off Poo Slinging Sunday, is the DMC Bowl. What better way to kick off a Poo Slinging Sunday than a DMC Bowl? Tigers v. the Dragons at Combank. Tigers 2.95, Dragons $1.40. These odds aren't even fun. The line is 8.5, and the total is 54.5 points. Now, when you got a poo slinger of note like this, I just try and find a way to make it fun for me. And I'm just thinking that I'm really obsessed with the Mad Dragons vodcast right now. I say it every week. I'm obsessed with it. So I'm just going to put all of my chips into the Mad Dragons vodcast bowl, and I want this to come off for him as much as anyone else, but also me because I'm trying to pound Eddie. Dragons 13+, Cody Ramsey, Zach Lomax, Tyrell Sloan, Ben Hunt anytime, $61.33. You unplug the fucking TV. You don't want anyone to accidentally turn it on. Unplug the TV from the wall, have your friends over and do anything else. This bet gets up. We all celebrate.
It's an absolute poo slinger. I can't believe that these games have popped up on Sunday back to back.
Yeah.
The DMC Bowl gets us fucking going, 2 p.m. I mean, if you're sitting down to watch this game, I'd question what you've got going on in your life.
Or
That's
what
all
you
I'll say.
don't have going on in your life.
Same thing. Just a different way of saying
It's
it.
a better way of saying
I went looking for just a bet that felt like the game. Drab and boring and shit. So I've got draw at halftime into the unders, paying $14.69.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It suits the narrative of just
6 all at the half, unders.
I don't know
shit.
who was in charge of the scheduling here, but it's like just as we're heading into summer with Sunday Arvo footy, it's been like 4 weeks of like the worst games ever.
Poo slingers.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I'm kind of actually, because I got that back-to-back multi-Sunday that last week. I don't like the lightning strikes twice kind of tactic where you try to do the same thing. So I'm actually trying to do opposite of what I would normally do in a Sunday Poos thing, and that's going a margin, Dragons 13+, and then going Benny Hunt because maybe like him scoring, like he's been going really, is he leading the Dally M's maybe?
I think he was when it went behind closed doors.
Yeah, like if there's anything you can find out of this fucking sewage plant, it's that Benny Hunt's actually having a good season and just finish it strong, Benny, because otherwise the rest of the field, see you later. Hope you come back stronger next year, but you've ruined everyone else's Sunday 2 p.m. slot, you know? And that bet's just getting you $6.06.
Nice. And I thought this round of all the rounds, Tommy, this was the name bet one. 3 Jadens in the Dragons lineup. Anthony Griffin's watching this podcast and going, fuck it. And you know what's even better?
I looked at it, but after the Jaden, everyone's picking on my Jadens last week. I couldn't.
What have you had? Jax Elliott's Jadens?
Yep. I feel like if you can't get it in 3, then maybe the type of bet.
It's got to be right. It's got to feel right, and it didn't feel right.
No, but I mean like the name bet itself.
I will keep going with the name bet when it feels right.
Okay.
Yeah, but what's more unique is that I didn't know you could spell Jaden 3 different ways, and that's what's happened here with this team list.
Yeah.
So
Oh, really?
There you go. 3 different Jadens.
Shit, maybe you do get on the name bet.
What are the spellings?
Jaiden, Jaden Hunt, Jaden Sullivan, Jayden, and then you got the great Jaden Sewer, JAY''DN.
We love it.
That's fucking rugby
We
league
love
right
it.
there.
That's rugby league. That's not
Goes
me.
game of all.
That's not me segueing into a name bet. I'm doing something a little bit more sensible. I've got.
Oh, you don't think name bets are sensible?
I mean, depends whose name. If there's an Alex bet, maybe AJ bet.
Yeah. It depends who you're looking at.
Yeah, exactly. The Dragons I'm taking to win. The Dragons won 6 of their 7 games as favourite this season. The Tigers have lost 10 of their last 11. Then I'm looking at the right side of the Dragons being their most dominant and the Tigers getting absolutely humped on their left side defence 2 games in a row from the Sharks. And then again, the Roosters. So I like the right centre here. They've scored just as many tries as the right wing against the Tigers, so putting in Zach Lomax. And then I'm going something safe. Brent Naden, quite a record he has when he plays wing, 15 tries in 18 games, 83%. He scored the only try last week against the Roosters. He scored, ever since he's been put on the left wing for the Tigers, he scored 4 tries in those 5 games. So put him in as well. Dragons, Lomax, Naden, $6.91.
Naden, not to be mistaken with Jaden.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
No.
Different name.
Different name, but sounds similar.
Both end in dun.
Aiden. What is Willie Boy doing?
He's got Naden into Hunt. Both any time, 657.
Okay. I like that Hunt's floating around. I do like that Hunt's floating around. Last game, and the second game in our Sunday poo slinging extravaganza, is the Titans v the Knights. Wow. Titans favourite $1.50. The Knights $2.60. The line's 6.5 points. The total is 55 points. Sebbo, what are you doing?
Look, Brimmo and I get each other. He's getting me units all the time. I'm on the Brimmo train. I like Brimmo. So I'm going Brimmo, and then Pooslinger, Dom Young seems to be getting them a little bit, and Pooslinger's Sunday Arvo. Like, Titans love letting in like 20, 30 points anyway. Dom Young seems to be scoring a lot. Not that I've watched every night's game. I'm just going those two. That's $6.69. Trying to just, this one I am trying to kind of salvage a few units, keeping it simple. Yeah.
Make sure that feel free, punters, dribblers, to send in your photos on Sunday and show us what you're doing other than watching these games. Let us know.
It's Wallace's birthday party, actually, on Sunday.
Okay, didn't we? We haven't been invited.
Tonka didn't get a bay?
Well, like, we're going to put a sign up at the Clavelli Park.
Right, so...
Yeah, you can come.
No.
Yeah, Tonka can come. Yeah.
Did you two get off on the wrong foot?
Yeah, he's off Tonka.
I mean, I might have been hiding in the corner on the first meeting. But I like him now after you told him that I wasn't a threat. Yeah.
Well, look, he knows you now. I think he'd be pretty disappointed when I let him know he hasn't been invited.
Well, if he wants to come down to Clavelli Park,
no one wants to be invited after the fact, dude. No one does. And if you go after being invited after the fact, you're probably a loser.
Well, there's no probably about it.
I was trying to be friendly.
Yeah, you were.
I was trying to be friendly.
But there's no getting away from the truth.
No.
You would be a loser.
Yep.
You would be a loser.
So shout out to Wallace, who we had on the show as well. He's a fucking valued friend of the show, and he hasn't invited us to his fucking birthday. What are you doing, Eddie?
I'm reminded again, Tom, of what our friend Sugar Cane said. Joel Kane, if you don't get the fucking reference. He said that teams are away with nothing to play for, suck it up. The Titans still looking to avoid the spoon, so they need the dub. I think they get it over the Knights. I think if they're going to win, which I think they will, AJ scores. Kid's been unbelievable lately, and David Fafita's just going to run over the top of some motherfucker. Put them together, $9.97, which I think is pretty good fucking value, to be honest.
That's pretty good.
You like that, bro?
Nah. I'm. You'll like this one though. Pooslinger, turn your TV off, but watch the Yuns roll in. That's units, you idiots that don't get it. Brimmo. Now, have I been looking to my right and just seeing Brimmo fucking getting into his work for Sebbo week after week? And have I thought, fuck it, he stole Jerome Hughes off me, I'm going to steal Brimmo off him? That is correct. That is what I did. So I'm going to have a little go at Brimmo anytime. Then you know what else? You know a name that I hear in the Titans, but I couldn't tell you what he looks like, but he seems to always score, and he's just a name that I think of when I think of the Titans and tries. Beau Fermor. Good luck pointing him in a lineup. No disrespect to Beau, just don't know who you are, but you're going to score for me on the weekend. Now, that might seem like enough value for the Eddies of the world, who is going to come last this season, but not for me. I like real, honest, raw Australian value. So I'm also going to throw in Anthony Milford. Tony Milf, one of his last games for the Knights, he's going to get over. You know what, though? I'm still not done.
Anthony Milford.
You know who? Yeah, but see, you think about who's going to score against the Titans. Milf, quick foot, lazy shit defense from the Titans. Milf gets over, and then the other one is a hard running back rower to also match my Fermor, but from the Knights side, Tyson Frizzell. I mean, Brimmo, Fermor, Milford, Frizzell. What do you think you're getting there? I'll stop you. You're getting $114.74.
Like, maybe I'll eat my words, but you've turned into like Gary Busey. Remember that guy, that actor who's gone like crazy? He was like an actor in the 90s, and now he's
Gary Busey was Entourage. And he was like the guy that always like, fuck, Gary's here.
Yeah, but he had a bit of success in the 90s. And
no, but then I think he was in like a car crash, and then that's when he became Entourage Gary Busey.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Something like that.
You've gone a little bit mad.
Yeah, I've gone a bit mad.
Yeah,
I've gone a bit mad.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, desperate times call for desperate measures, right? And all I do now is you got to find your motivation, find your why. And when there's almost no chance of me winning this season, what is my why now? Why am I getting out of bed? It's to beat Eddie. That's it. He is now my why, and seeing him come last, essentially, is going to give me the motivation to be great.
Thank you, Gary. That's enough now, mate.
All right, where are we at? Who hasn't gone?
Yeah, I'll go because
Bring it on.
This is going to sound like it's got no value now. I've gone Titans to win. The Knights have lost their last 6 games at Seabus, haven't won there since 2015. The Titans have won their last 9 games at home as the favourite. Then try scorers, Edric Lee, always take the left winger against the Titans. 27 tries in 22 games they've scored. Edric Lee scored 5 against them last time. No, he's every chance to score again. And then Bo Fermor, I really like here. Scored a try in each of his last 3 games, and the Knights have conceded basically 60% of their tries on their right side, and Bo Fermor, the left second rower, should get over here pretty easy at home. Put them all together, $10.63 to round out your Sunday.
Lovely. Good to see Fermor in there as well. Edward, what is Lippy doing?
Titans 1-12. David Fafita, AJ Brimson 24.90.
Wow,
fucked.
he's going a fucking line. He's going 1-12 in this shithole game.
Bold.
You know, I really liked your bet, Eddie, up until Lippy got onto it. Now I know it's going to lose, and it's just...
Don't say that.
No, it's tough. That's not what you like.
Everyone's on Brimmo as well, which sucks.
That does make it tough.
Well, you've inspired us, mate.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got a bit of AJ about him, where it doesn't matter if everyone's on him.
Yeah.
Now, you could do an AJ bet of AJ and AJ.
AJ and AJ. Two Johnsons, one Brimmo. Yeah. Yeah, it could be good.
Is that rugby league?
Well, it certainly is rugby league, Eddie, and it's thanks to KO. So
Thank you,
shout
KO.
out to them. Let's move on. All right, bit of golf. Tour Championship.
Yep. FedEx Cup, Tour Championship, whatever you want to call it. Winner gets 18 mil US. Second, like 6 or 8 mil. Last, half a mil. Only 30 players, and it's handicapped. So throughout the whole season, people have been accruing points, FedEx Cup points, and this is where they come into play. So Scotty Chef is starting at -10, and then it goes down to even to like the 30 guys. So Paddy Cantlay starting at -8, I think, and then there's like a bracket of 6s, 5s, 4s, you know. So it's a kind of a bit of a tougher one to punt on.
Imagine starting -10 with 18 mil on the line. Obviously we're not professional golfers, right? But that would be more pressure, I think.
Oh yeah,
somehow.
and the
Like,
year
I'd fuck that up.
Scotty's
Yeah, because you actually are winning.
Yeah.
Like it's yours to lose
Yes.
because you're in the lead.
You're in the lead. Just don't fuck it up, basically. But
Yeah. And Scotty Chef, I mean, I think he's made like 12 mil this year, but the years before hadn't made much, so could be a huge year for him.
huge.
And I'm going him because he's my guy. I've been riding this guy for 18 months now. This is his shot to seal it off with $18 million. He's a favourite at $3 to win it, so I'm just going the win on Scotty. That's it. I love Scotty Chef. He loves me. He's gotten me a lot of units before. He's gotten me a Masters, win, great boots. So I'm on him. Rory, I'm on him as well because Rory, I think, starting at -4 or 5. I've got him for a win and a T5. Rory loves a chase. Normally he plays his best golf on a Sunday when he's behind like 6 strokes. Did it at the Masters this year, was like coming T30 or something, and then ended up coming like 2nd or 3rd because he loves a chase. So it might be in his favour to chase. And then I'm just for the fun of it, going Adam Scott at like 150 to 1 to win. I think he's starting at like even or -1. And I'm going him a T10 at, I can't remember what it is, it might be like $7 or something. Just A, he's Aussie, and B, it's just fun to have like, if one of these guys, which it won't happen, maybe the T10 is possible. If they did win it, coming off, starting 10 strokes behind, it would be amazing. So they're my 3 golfers.
You want to be on a long donkey.
Yeah, I want a bit of fun there. There's only 30 golfers. I'll be watching this one, so just want a little
Long donkey in the fucking, I get it.
Yeah.
Look, very little information here and understanding. I just went for a bit of value, and that's my boy Matty Fitz, assuming it's going to be tough, but at $36 to win T5. And then I'm going Xander Cage, who, if I'm looking at the odds correctly, seems a little more likely at $7.50, and that's a win in a T5 as well. But that's me just trying to compete. Ultimately, I don't know enough, and I'm just trying to compete here. This is me competing.
Yeah.
Just you rolling up your socks,
Just
mate.
me
We're going
rolling
to
up the
compete.
sleeves, pulling up the socks and just competing.
I've gone with Cantlay just because I think the pressure of waking up with a lead may wig Scotty Chef out. That's just my opinion. So I've gone Cantlay, the man, 2 back, I think he is.
He won last year as well.
There you go. Good form, knows how to get it done. I've got Rory as well because he got me units last week and I need to respect that and go again. Both those bets, punters and dribblers, win top 5. Rando?
I'm going Cantlay as well. Funnily enough, the last 2 winners of this championship have been -10, so they've held their nerve. Cantlay, one of them, and Dustin Johnson as well. Rory won it from -5 in 2019. Back, I think that was the first time they've done this starting stroke system. You've also got Cantlay, who has been performing pretty well. Obviously, first last week, and then 4 out of the last 5, he's finished top 10 as well. Just taking him win top 5 for a bit of value, and then he has not done me wrong at all. I'm going to go Ram as well, win top 5. He's been really good as well, second last year as well to Cantlay.
Ramos.
Yeah. All right. What's our boy doing?
Schauffele for win top 10, top 5, top 10.
Okay.
Butch.
Well, that's a little concerning because I also have him. Let's get to our unit scoopers and our kitchen sink multis and let's wrap this bitch up. Time for some unit scooping. Time to change your lives. And I just got a glimpse of the Lippies. Jesus Christ. Whoa. Eddie, what are you doing?
Mate, I went the double try scorers last week, and it just felt right. Now, I only got 1 of 3 legs, but I liked where my head was at, Tom. I liked where my head was at. I've gone AJ again to score 2 because he always fucking does. Sebbo again because he probably should have got 2 last week. And Dylan Edwards because they're playing the Warriors and the kid can play footy. Put them together, 78-43.
I don't hate that at all. I'm actually terrified of that.
That's good.
That would be the one thing that scared me that you've ever done. That does scare me, though. Sebbo, what are you doing?
It's not really technically a smoothie, but it is. It's 8 try scorers, but I haven't picked one from every game. Hold the ginger. Give me the double.
It's a juice. It ain't a smoothie, dude.
Yeah. Give me...
Nothing wrong with the juice.
No, but
It's
don't
a good
call it a
juice.
fucking smoothie. There's a difference.
So I'm going Sevo, Targo, To'o, so 2 in the Panthers, Suali'i, Mulatalo, AJ, Moga, and Brimmo. That gets me 147.49. I don't mind it. I don't think anyone there is a really big threat. Brimmo's like a lock because Moga's probably the only tough one. Dragons game. Yep.
Now, I was running late on time today, and so I just threw in my Titans Knights bet, which... I mean, is it any more likely than any of the bets I've done in the past? Maybe not. But I'll remind you of what it was on a Poosling and Sunday. It's Brimmo, Fermor, Milford, and Frizzell anytime. And you'll get $114.74 for that, which, if it would have come off, would change my stars. So, Rando.
I've got Corey Oates to scored in his last 3 games. To'o to scored a double in each of his last 2 games against bottom 8 teams. Noffa, the left winger, has scored against the Roosters in each of their last 6 games. Ikavalu scoring tries for fun on that right side, scored a double last week. AJ, another player scoring tries for fun. Naden, 15 tries in 18 games on the Sting. And then Edric Lee, 27 tries in 22 games. The Titans are conceding. So put them all together. Jeez, I thought I was on winning value here with $45, but I look like an absolute simp.
No, but to be honest...
makes sense.
There's nothing wrong with being a simp.
No, but also like $45 when you've got things backing up your beliefs is much better than,
And unit scoop, like
putting a nice
everyone
time
wants
to do it.
hundreds and stuff. Like it still gets you half your kitty. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That one
Oh,
bet.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, Eddie, as we round out the unit scoopers, can you please read out this absolutely absurd...
Good luck fitting this on the graphic.
This, I believe this is the biggest unit scooper we've ever seen on the show.
It is.
Again, coming from a man direct from the nutsack of the greatest ref of all time. I believe he asked for the lay of the land last night, and I said the Lippies were in desperate trouble. This may be his, like...
Way to try and...
You know, he would be a messiah if this...
his photo is fucking, you know...
You'd have to hang a photo.
No, you hang a photo of it.
You'd have... at least one of Bill and then him below it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because I think the nutsack's doing all the work. Cobbo, Moses, Kickow, Munster, Suali'i, Rapana, Mulatalo, Karaz, Johnson, Tuolangi, Naden, David Fafita, Cameron Smith top 10 and McElroy top 5. $32,305.44.
All right.
Don't hate it. Don't hate it.
Surprised you didn't copy and paste that into your one.
Mate, send us the Ned's bet share link, and I might have to have a little something on that.
Even if it's a buck.
Just a buck. You got to have a buck on that. You got to have a buck on that one. Now we finish off as always with our kitchen sink multi. We did hit one a couple of weeks ago, yet to hit one with RSG on board. Now, is that his fault? I'm not prepared to say it is, but we were hitting them before you came, dude, and now we haven't hit them. So this week, if you don't know, we all pick a leg, blah, 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 roll it into a multi, change our stars. I'm the only one with value this week, and I've got kick out any time at $2.50.
I've got Stephen Crichton, Panthers rout the Warriors, put him in $1.95.
You got to put AJ in for this lock, and for the record, I have hit both my kitchen sink multis.
Yes.
You'll soon see that if you look at the kitchen sink multis like data, there's a certain someone who...
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Rain Man, actually. It was Rain Man. Good riddance, thank God. That's why we kicked him out.
And I'm going Sebbo because I'm just trying to get some locks. I'm trying to get some locks so we can hit this thing.
Yep. That's all going to come to $12.09. There's some...
You can take that home to mum and dad.
No, you can.
Fucking oath you can.
Yeah. You take that all the way home to mum and dad. And
100%.
like, you two can share a bed.
Yeah. Your old man's letting you share a bed.
Yeah.
Or her old man's letting you
share
her
a bed. Yeah, definitely.
100%.
Definitely. At 12.09 with
fucking
those fucking try scorers. Come on.
Bang.
Come on. That's us for another week. Shout out to Neds for their support. If you are going to have a punt, make sure you do it responsibly. And, good luck to me pounding Eddie into the earth. Bye-bye.